This is part 3 in the HH Tiger CPU repair. In the previous two videos we've had a look at the main unit, stripped it down and found an issue with the power supply. The primary of the transformer was open circuit. Now we got lucky with this one that sometimes I do rewind transformers, but as this isn't mine I wasn't going to do that. But I thought I'd have a quick look at it anyway, so I started to unwind the outer tape. This clear tape is quite thick plastic and it's used as the outer insulation, and it's quite common on these sorts of transformers. When I started to unwind it, I saw some blackening and discolouring on the end of the lead that was showing as open circuit, and it hadn't actually ever been soldered to the enamelled copper wire, and so it was a very easy job just to trim about an inch of the copper wire off, cut the burnt part of the wire off, reattach them, solder them, rewrap it, and then I just secured the end with some capped on tape, and that's completely cured the transformer issue. I then cleaned the board, did some repairs on the back of it, and replaced the nuts and bolts and the top hats on the heatsink. So it's now looking much better. But more importantly, we're now getting sensible voltages for the supply. So this is the one that I suspected was the plus or minus supply. So if we measure between the first two pins, as you can see, we're getting plus 12, and then the other two we're getting minus 12. And again, we guessed that this was the plus 5 volt supply. And sure enough, it is plus 5 volts, really a bit high because it's not loaded, of course. So it appears that the power supply is now fully functional. I'll run it for a few hours. I'll put a dummy load on it and make sure that it's behaving itself. I can then refit it to the chassis, and we can start to try and look at the main board. First step there would be to give it a good clean. Once I've done that, then in the next video, if there are no apparent faults with it, I'll try powering it up. I don't expect it to work, but at least we can start seeing what the extent of any damage may be. Incidentally, when I started testing this, just to be on the safe side, I used a dim bulb tester. I've described these in earlier videos, but it's just a safety device to make sure that if there is a short or something else wrong with this, it doesn't go up in a flash and cloud of smoke. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully in the next video I can start looking at the main board.